What do you think you're gonna do, Pim? Talk him down?
No, it's too late for that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most powerful versions of Ant-Man.
Okay, tiny dude is big now. He's big now.
For this list, we'll be looking at versions of the Marvel hero that prove small heroes can pack a big punch. We'll be focusing on direct offshoots of the Ant-Man persona specifically, so versions of the character like stature will not be included. Are there any microscopic heroes we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 10, Eric O'Grady, aka Ant-Man, Earth 616.
We need backup! Send someone! Send everyone!
Being the size of an ant clearly has its perk for the diminutive hero, but maneuverability is definitely a drawback. Eric O'Grady's Ant-Man has some advantages in this regard, possessing a suit whose additional robotic legs allow him to cling to surfaces and move around more easily. Additionally, O'Grady has the added bonus of flight via jetpack, the thrusters for which can also double as an offensive weapon. Some Ant-Men have conversely had issues communicating with others while shrunk down, but O'Grady's helmet makes sure he can be understood by both humans and ants alike, making him an even more dynamic ally. Number 9, Dwight Barrett, aka Ant-Kid, Earth 807128. You know you have to be tough to survive the Old Man Logan universe, and Dwight Barrett is just the Ant-Kid to do it. Essentially a wonder kind, Dwight comes into the possession of the Ant-Man helmet and manages to reverse engineer it into working capacity. He's more dangerous than just his intelligence, though, as the ravaged world has hardened him into being quite the ruthless survivalist. In addition to saving Hawkeye from a bunch of Venoms, Dwight establishes a toll at a Des Moines bridge, threatening to sick millions of ants on anyone who doesn't pay up. And it's not an empty threat, as evidenced by the pile of skulls in the ravine below. Number 8, Hank Pym, aka Giant Man, Earth 616.
Hank, you went big.
Janet, get out of here. I'll handle Graviton.
Hank Pym adopts a slew of aliases in the mainline universe, from Wasp to Yellow Jacket to a couple of more on this list not to his own volition. But of his self-owned identities, the most powerful has to be Giant Man.
You're first, Frosty. Let's go.
After spending his early crime-fighting days as the shrinking Ant-Man, Hank develops Pym particle capsules that instead allow him to grow in size, as much as 100 feet tall. In addition to the particles granting him superhuman strength, Hank also has the benefit of projecting bioenergy or biosteam. You know, if crushing your enemies outright seems a little extreme.
Wings and blasters. So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me.
No, I did.
Number 7, Scott Lang, aka Fire Ant, Earth TRN 852. With a name like Fire Ant, you know this baddie means serious business. While possessing essentially the same power set as the Scott Lang Ant-Man we know and love, this version of Scott instead leans into his criminal origins and joins the Sieg Society, a team of mercenaries tasked with helping Hydra take over Europe. In addition to control over ants and shooting flames out his gauntlets, Fire Ant simply has a crackerjack team with which to combine his powers.
Buckled in?
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good, Arrow Guy. Let's go. Let's go.
We've seen what we get when you combine Ant-Man and Hawkeye, but this one also has the benefit of teaming up with Silver Witch, an amalgamation of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, making their combo possibilities endless. Number 6, James Howlett, aka Ant-Man Wolverine, Earth 31248. Here's where we get into the hero mashup that really take Ant-Man to the next level. In this Secret Wars comic, the interdimensional being Mojo brings together versions of Wolverine from several different universes to fight each other. One of these Wolverines is, you guessed it, an Ant-Man version. Wolverine is already one of the most indestructible characters in the Marvel universe, what with his regenerative healing factor and adamantium claws, but when you put that package in an Ant-Man suit, you've got a mutant hero that's the best at what he does. And what he does is shrink down and shred you to pieces. Granted, we don't see much of Ant-Man Wolverine, perhaps by design, but we'd love to see more. Number 5, Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, Earth 616.
Hi, I'm Scott.
Did he just say, hi, I'm Scott?
Not only does this Ant-Man possess the shrinking and growing abilities of Hank Pym before him, but Scott has the added benefit of being able to change the size of objects around him. Granted, the Scott Lang of the MCU can also do this by throwing around Pym particle discs. However, his comics counterpart can do so with his mind. That's right, his particles enter the mental sphere when released, allowing their wavelengths to influence other things with a single thought. On top of already being a master thief, this version of Scott has it made when it comes to size manipulation.
You want to get to them? You gotta go through me.
Number 4, Scott Banner, aka Little Monster, Earth 616. The various Ant-Man generally retain their usual strength when shrunk down, but what if that base level strength was that of the Hulk? In this warped version of the 616 universe, Scott Lang and Bruce Banner come together to form a character affected by both Pym particles and gamma rays. Together, these influences cause Scott to simultaneously shrink down and transform into a green rage monster in times of stress. Fighting the regular Hulk is already enough of a task, but one with comparable strength yet a fraction of the size? Good luck seeing him, let alone beating him.
Puny God.
Number 3, Scott Lang, aka Ant Venom, Earth 12240. Talk about intimidating mashups. In this universe, just about every hero has been infected by the symbiote, including Scott Lang. They're all at war with the poisons, who seek to assimilate all venoms. It's a pretty rad setup, and Ant Venom himself is the stuff of giant nightmares, particularly when he grows to capture Poison Gwenpool. On top of being quite the intelligent character already, being bonded with the symbiote gives Scott vast cosmic knowledge, making him even more shrewd. Sadly, Ant Venom is put down by his teammates before a poison can get his hands on him. But his inky black stature won't be forgotten anytime soon. Number 2, Hank Pym, aka Zombie Giant Man, Earth 2149. What's worse than a regular giant man? How about one that's been affected by the zombie strain?
Hope! Hope! Whoa! Hope!
Zombified superheroes are already hard enough to kill as it is, but Giant Man especially so, as his increased durability makes him an even more unstoppable foe. And it only gets worse from there. At one point, after munching on the planet eater Galactus, Giant Man and some other undead heroes essentially become zombie galacti. Fueled by the power cosmic, they traverse the galaxy, eating up numerous worlds, including Ego the Living Planet. We thought Galactus with a normal appetite was bad, but one with a zombified urge to consume and a genius intellect eats away at our fears.
I did it again. Zombie pun.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Ultron Pym, Earth 616. The enmity between monster and creator is one of the most storied narratives in literature. But what happens when they become one and the same? Marvel fans will know that the comics version of Ultron was created by Hank Pym and is already one of the Avengers' most formidable foes. The android only becomes more threatening in the Rage of Ultron storyline when he's merged with Giant Man by way of Vision. This technically kills Hank, but his consciousness is absorbed as something of a split personality. In the addition to Hank's mental capacities, Ultron also adopts the Pym particle's abilities to change size, making him all the more dynamic and deadly.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.